Hello everyone, my name is Caitlin Sabers and I am currently a primary special ed teacher for the past 7 years who is going to school to become a reading specialist. I wanted to talk about something important in every school today, the link between reading and writing. In a few minutes, we'll talk about the 5 most important parts of reading and how they affect writing and some useful ways to help all of our students. The 5 parts of reading are all connected and are the main focus on literacy teaching. The first part is phonemic awareness. Phonemic awareness is the ability to hear and manipulate the individual sounds, phonemes, spoken in words. This is a foundational auditory skill that doesn't involve print. In writing, this is essential for spelling. A child who can hear the individual sounds in the word cat, k, at, can write the letters that correspond to those sounds. This is the process of encoding, which is the reverse of decoding in reading. When a student is able to segment a word into its sounds, they are better able to represent those sounds with letters. The second part is phonics. Phonics connects sounds to the letters or groups of letters that stand for them. Phonemic awareness is about sounds, but phonics is about tying those sounds to the letters in the alphabet. Phonics is the main way to spell words when you write. Students can use what they learn about phonics rules and patterns in reading, such as how SH makes the sh sound, to help them write. This is why created spelling in which a youngster spells a word based on how it sounds, such as KAT for cat, because K and C both make the K sound. It is an important aspect of early writing development. It shows that the child is using what they know about phonics to encode words on the page. The third part is fluency. Reading fluency is the ability to read with speed, accuracy, and proper expression. It's about being able to automatically recognize words so that the reader's brain can focus on figuring out what the text means. Writing fluency is the ability to write swiftly and easily without becoming stuck on the rules of spelling and penmanship. A writer can write words without thinking about if they are good at phonics and spelling. This frees up their working memory to focus more on complex tasks, such as generating ideas, organizing their thoughts, and crafting sentences, which ultimately leads to better quality of writing. The fourth part is vocabulary. Vocabulary is knowing what words mean and how to use them. A good vocabulary is important for understanding what you read. When a learner sees a new word, they can figure out what it means by using what they already know about other words. This is a two-way street, though. Reading helps students learn new words, and having more words makes it easier for them to read. According to Graham and Hebert, a strong vocabulary lets you write more clearly and with more detail. A writer with strong vocabulary can pick a more descriptive term like strolled or sauntered or trudged instead of a simple phrase like walked to set a certain mood or action. Reading gives children a lot of new terms and shows them how authors use language, which makes their own writing better. The fifth and final part is comprehension. The ability to grasp and get meaning from what you read is called reading comprehension. It's not just about figuring out what the words mean. It's also about figuring out how concepts go together, what the main idea is, and what the text means. Writing is a great way to make sure you understand something. When students write on what they've read by summarizing it, answering a question, or making their own writing, they are actively processing and organizing information. This method makes people explain what they know, which shows any holes in their knowledge. For instance, a student who can find and employ a cause and effect text structure in their writing shows that they really understand that idea when they read. Writing and understanding both demand the same skills for organization and thinking critically. Therefore, the two skills go hand in hand. According to the National Reading Panel, it's vital to realize that these talents are not separate. They have a direct effect on a student's writing. Students learn to spell and decode at the same time as they learn phonics. They can put the right words to use in their writing because they have a solid vocabulary. They can also write their own stories because they know how stories are put together. So how do we educate these then? Here is one way to deal with each part. For phonemic awareness, use Elkonin boxes, such as these. In this, the boxes, the students present a marker into a box for each sound they hear. So sled, sled, and here is reading right to left, and here are each of those sounds. For phonics, use decodable readers, which are books that are made to help you remember a certain sound spelling sequence. So this is an easy reader for long vowels. So most of the writing within the story use the long vowel pattern. For fluency, have the class read a material out loud together, which lets weaker readers follow along with stronger readers. It's easy to have a book out and have a read aloud from the teacher, but if you let them partner read, they can hear different fluencies and how it affects them as readers. For vocabulary, teach a few new concepts or terms each week and show students how to use context clues to figure out the new words. We read one story for the entire week with repetition, where we learn new, bigger vocabulary that ties to the story. So the story may not use the higher vocabulary, but we use it, and then we also highlight it in context clues, and there's 5 new words, and then it goes up on their word wall to make it easy to understand and use for future reference. For comprehension, use a think aloud to show how you make predictions. Ask questions and picture things as you read, especially while you're reading a story aloud. It's super easy to just start asking those questions along the way to model for them as they should be reading. For writing, teach the writing process, which includes pre-writing, drafting, revising, and editing, so that students know exactly what to do and how to improve their work. None of these tactics will work if you don't have good ways to analyze and track progress. We can tell if our teaching is functioning this way through 2 important tactics. Running records, which are informal, one-on-one tests that let us figure out how well a student can read and how they figure out words that they don't know. Or a CBM, or a curriculum-based measurement, is a quick standardized test that checks a student's ability in a certain skill and lets us see how they're improving over time. They're often embedded within reading instruction. A great online resource for extra help is called Reading Rockets. It's free. It has free articles, videos, and classroom practices for parents and teachers to use with kids who are having trouble during reading and writing. It is super user-friendly and easy to use. As a reading or literacy expert is a great person to work with. According to Gersten, reading specialists can help teachers by preparing courses together, showing them how to use research-based methods in the classroom, and helping them look at student data to make small groups that are more focused. They can lead professional development to help us learn about how to teach reading and writing. We can make a literacy-rich environment where kids do well by developing a firm foundation in these 5 areas, using data to guide our writing and working with experts. Thank you for watching.